Hey, what's up, you guys? We're here for another episode of Hanako. We're on episode, I think it's 19? Give me a moment to fact check. We are 19 encounters. With that being said, we kind of left off on a very scary note. We're not actually starting the episode, don't worry about that. We left off on a sad note, disappearance-wise. We have some hope. We don't know exactly how Teru is going to do it, but he does seem willing to try to help us out, and, you know, that's all that we can really ask for given this situation, whereas he has nothing really tying him in to do this for us, other than the fact that he does have a streak of wanting to help people if possible, and Aoi falls under that category. Though we did, actually, the final notes were Ko asking Yashiro if they could talk for a minute, so obviously we're not picking up right there based off that 2 seconds of me accidentally clicking, but I'm sure the discussion's going to be quite interesting. But let's get started with this episode in the count of 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Rumors like these. We haven't seen Sakura in a minute. Friend with a talent for photography. Cursed red house. Oh, we're back with the borders here. Nothing in the world stays the same forever. Okay. After. Oh. Okay, that came on very abruptly. Holy shit. Yikes, yeah. Well, you know, limited info on that, but okay. What? Opening, you're good, but what? Wait. Because him and Natsuhiko did talk. But is that really what they talked about? A way for a living person to become an apparition. I mean... Okay, yeah, that was really serious. It was so abrupt, it was a little jarring, hence my reaction, but oh my gosh, okay. I think I'm gonna bump up the audio for people over here. Okay. Ooh. But okay, so I wonder if he's going to tie this into some of the thoughts he's had since Mitsuba's second vanishing from in front of him. And then having Sakura come in to do her announcement at the beginning. Did we see Sakura at all during part 2 so far? I don't think so. By dying. No. So, yeah, like, obviously there's in death, but No, like, speak your mind. Yeah, no, let's not drop that so easily. Mm-hmm. Oh, his eyes. God. Yeah, you too. Come on, if you don't want him to think anything. Plus, everyone kind of knows. Mm. Two objects. Yeah, yeah. He despises them, you know. Deliberately placing him with Mitsuba. Yeah. That feels targeted. Was that something Teru partially came up with? Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's been kind of removed from that whole situation. Whew, man. There's a lot of ties, yeah. Yeah. The fact that Yashiro's taking notes while running there. Mm-hmm. You know where his grave is? Okay. Yeah, that's bound to be the... Oh! That lady had a lot of... Yeah. No, there was so much. Ooh! Okay, so... Yes. Oh my god, yeah. Same fucking smile. Oh yeah, look at young Mitsuba. Oh my god, Ko. Being there must be so mentally, like, trying. I'm like ready to cry. Yeah, it makes sense why he wouldn't want to worry you. No, no, no. Yeah, true enough. Horrible carrot hag. Oh my god. He was really good with camera. Oh, picked it up from his dad. Damn. Get dressed. It's a professional. Oh my god, wait, lame ass. Oh. Hmm. It's like for his sharp tongue, a lot of it is just how he showed you he was comfortable. But he wasn't home? He went out? Fuck. Don't apologize. No, that's a lot. Whew. Holy fuck. Yeah, like seeing the grave, speaking with the living relative, yeah, it makes it all the more real. Whoo! Oh shit, sorry. Mm-hmm. Whew, fuck, you just... The little birdies. Yeah, he mentioned that taking pictures of people was like... I forget his exact wording. Wait. What? Ooh, why did that appear? That shouldn't be here. No. Yeah, it was emotional, but I bet it was nice actually having that tie. Is it because of his ties with Tsukasa? Yes, no, it very obviously was a sign. To what, we don't know, but it's gonna mean something. Oh, sorry. Let him talk. Let him talk. Yeah, let him talk. Fuck. Sorry. The Red House. Yep. 50 years ago. Family suicide. 4 dead. Sorry, I'm really choked up. Mm-hmm. And if he took it, maybe it was because it was just something on his way. Traveled? Like... Oh, okay, just straight death. Yeah, okay. What are you talking about? Is he holding something back there? I don't know. It's like, okay, let's just go on. Pretend none of that happened. Oh, shit, they've just been led here. Oh, well, fuck. Yeah. Definitely the Red House. You guys have stumbled across quite the mysterious, building. Yep, time to run. Let's go. That is crying. Yeah. Yeah, a cat. It's just a little animal. Kids are crazy. They probably would. Shit, you two have such a strong sense of justice. Oh my god. Oh, you two know it's a trap. Oh, that's so fucking ominous. Three seconds of 3 minutes. What if the door locks behind you? Who? Yeah, no, someone was there. That scared the fuck out of me. Oh, TV. Is this the room from the ED? Okay, the rocking chair's going. Okay, guys, be careful. Be very, very careful. There's just a doll. Very much so just a doll. But the door's locked? The voice! I think that's Tsukasa. Ooh. Nobody you should worry about. I'm just in this house. What are you missing? Oh my god, it's... I have never, in a long time, been that caught off guard by a fucking ending. What? And that's just the end of the episode. Not even an ending. Give me a minute. Okay. I mean, if we want to go that route and fucking cliffhang us. And I like how I said the Tsukasa, but that's just because of the things I remember later on. But we actually don't know. We technically don't know. They are technically twins. We're literally moving just straight in the red house. Boil eggs. Beautiful. Anyways, okay. I see. I see you. I see you, man. We're going to start with our bare minimum beginnings with Sakura, just because, you know, it's good to. It is good to do that. But then we're gonna move into emotional shit that is going to hurt me, and I'm super sorry in advance if I get too emotional, because I forget when I had to mention it. I mentioned it a few times during the first core of season 2, specifically when we reached Shijima's arc and all of that. But loss, like familial loss in general, like loss in general, it's a very sore subject for me right now. I'm working on it, but it's very sore because it's very fresh. So I'm going to be a mess, but I'm gonna try to stay very subjective to the show. Okay, I'm gonna do my best to do that, because I might need to pause in recording if I let myself fall that far into my emotional distress. So let's just focus. Let's focus. Get our heads in the game. Sakura. Okay. Okay. Have you heard rumors like these about a way to become? She said it right then and there. I just missed it. Okay. A cursed red house. But yeah, nothing in the world stays the same forever. We still don't know much about Sakura here, right? She's been this mystery. Like, why does she have ties with Tsukasa? Especially when, back in season 1, dealing with Mitsuba's little arc there, we find out that Tsukasa's kind of trying to grant wishes for the dead. So granting wishes for the apparitions. So why is he connected with Sakura? Is that just simply she somehow stumbled across him and he just was able to gain some strength and notoriety because, you know, he had a human able to interact with people, being able to spread these rumors, which helped him in turn, quote unquote, grant these wishes? Or I'm really curious about things with her, but for now, that's all we got. that's what we have to work with. That's what we have to live with, and that's just going to suck. Now then, where's Ko's head at when he's having this discussion with Yashiro? I know he's bound to, like, genuinely be curious about how she's feeling in all of this. She lost her best friend, and then she lost Hanako, who she clearly has feelings for. Whatever the feelings are, she has feelings for. She really likes him, cares about him. So getting her input on where she is something good. But the fact that he's mentioning that he learned a way to turn into an apparition makes me question if he himself was trying to think, because we know he was going to go to an extreme to try to become an apparition, to understand where Mitsuba's coming from, where his headspace was back in the Picture Perfect arc. So I, like, you know, with Mitsuba vanishing again and all of these emotions just coming up and, you know, feeling at a loss, I wonder if he just wanted to get another person's viewpoint to kind of base it around where he was thinking. You know, that's just where I'm trying to put myself in the moment. Which is very direct. And who cares about that stuff right now? No denial from Yashiro. You know, in the past, she'd just deny it. But right now, in this moment, she didn't technically say no. She just says, who cares about that stuff right now? Like, what are you talking about? So, you're trying to move over the topic. Not actually just go, no, of course not. Just, that's not the point right now. That's not what we're working on. That's not the concern. So. But yeah, you can't change that he's dead. And then he's an evil spirit who killed people. Mm-hmm. And then what's your plan? Mm-hmm. The fact that during that moment, too, not showing his eyes during that segment to his resolve here. Yeah. Like, sorry, opening. I hate skipping you, but we don't have time. Just wondering where he is there. And we don't actually get to hear the way. It's never specified. So that's still info that Ko is holding back. At least from what we've seen. Yeah. The self-doubt there, or like just not wanting to burden her further. Because like I pointed out during the meal they had when they first came over too, he was smiling all nice, just trying to talk with her, and just imagining how much stress, emotional stress he's been under to try to like be at least a little bit normal, a little bit cheerful to Yashiro, knowing that she also is going through something. Like, it would be understandable if he was a little bit more mellow, but he did try to keep up at least a nice little smile through it all. Yeah, sure. As if it's like an easy thing to forget about. Mm-hmm. Having someone call him out on it. No. You give me that frame. It's painful, but give it. Just seeing this again must have sent him through an actual tormenting loop. And in this case, where it comes so unexpectedly, and there seemingly was nothing wrong at first, both of them were confused, feeling like this could be it. This could be the last moment as well. But then Akane comes in and steals the show. These two acting super embarrassed, but, you know, you're fine. Now that's going to be something they're thinking about. But okay, let's go through. There are objects with deep ties to each wonder's origin. Okay. But that's so interesting. Then going so from Mitsuba's, where Mitsuba's tie would be, in theory, we ended up stumbling across the red house. Like what? Like maybe Mitsuba really did like stumble across this house and took a picture because, you know, he just thought it would make an interesting shot. I just realized the whole time for Patreon the title's been wrong. Let me just sorry. That's gonna bug me now that I know that was a thing. Yeah, okay, that'll haunt me. Anyways, like, did he take the picture, or is it again his ties to Tsukasa? Because being tied to Tsukasa would ultimately lead us to stuff about Hanako too. But that's just me throwing ideas out there. It could genuinely actually be a Mitsuba thing. It's just odd. It's very odd trying to place that. Nothing can sever their ties completely. And then he goes on to his tirade against the apparitions. Curse you, dastardly apparitions. But yeah, the fact that he got assigned to number 3, like, maybe that was just who they thought would be one of the easiest to look into. Or, I don't know, I need to re-listen to what Teru says here. Well, I mean, yeah, and plus since he knew Mitsuba too, and all of that, it probably would be, well, other than the fact that a just picture going from black to full printed looks ominous, yeah, I don't know. Would Shijima have been an easy one to look into as well, maybe? Or not? Mitsuba would be more recent. Yeah. And then he... Like, we're finally diving back into the real moral dilemma that Ko's been having, that Mitsuba himself mentions. It's like, you don't actually want to be friends with me. You want the original Mitsuba Sosuke. You want him. Because that was one of the arguments they had a little bit before Ko made the very strong decision to try to jump out the building. And so, you know, it haunted them too when it was thrown at him that that's possibly what he was thinking this whole time. And we saw it too in the sense that when Ko first woke up in the painting world, he was like, is this the real Mitsuba? Is he back? And all of that. It's like, maybe it's him. So this whole trip is going to be trying to retrace the steps and it'd be hard to call him something totally different either. Yeah, it's like you can't separate them. Like, in a sense now, they are their own identity, like, entity type deal, right? Both, in essence, are Mitsuba. It's just one that was born an apparition, essentially, and then the one who truly did live through life and unfortunately passed. I'm not ready to get into that part. Just thinking about it really sucks. But who is he? Is Mitsuba really gone for good? And then he noticed he was getting way too caught in his thoughts. He was really feeling it there, and so it's like, oh, sorry, let's just go and check all the places that Mitsuba had something to do with. And yeah, going to his friend who was also in class with Mitsuba before he switched. So no luck, because unfortunately, due to Mitsuba trying to fit in and not being super stand out, so that way, like, he wouldn't have to deal with people, like, picking on him, he didn't really get many close ties or connections, which we get to see later on when we move on to the club. And most of them were like, we didn't really talk to him, you know? It was here. Like, they knew he passed, and then luckily we're going to get the location of his grave. But it does suck. Every time we go back to Mitsuba, it's just... of recent passing, you know? Just knowing that we have a character who got to interact with him briefly while he was alive, to apparently not even for them a year, I think, later, to find out he had died and now he's roaming as an apparition. Getting to know him, trying to help him fulfill a wish so maybe he'd be able to pass on and not be like kind of stuck roaming here. To watch him get turned into this monster against his will and be vanquished, essentially. And then have him suddenly just appear again, but with no memories. Like, you still have his demeanor, his personality, but just, it's not him, right? And it just sucks. It just sucks. Everything about it is awful. And yeah, I get way too in my head about it. But yeah, it makes sense that the teacher, while they would know him, because they, you know, they can't really just go and give the information out all willy-nilly. It would be interesting if in the moment you could have been like, hey, you know, I haven't been able to check in with his mother or something, but they don't really know much about Mitsuba's private life, so makes sense that they could even do that. And I guess the teacher would still, like he says here, shouldn't really be sharing personal information. That probably would still count. Even if it, in this case, you could say it's just, you know, friends of the ones who passed who really want to pay respects and all of that, but yeah. Yeah, get to the cemetery and just right away, super eye-catching. I know we get to see the photos that are in the home, we get to see them briefly in the opening, but the mother really stood out. And I love that our intro to her is her doing something very clumsy. I don't know why, but that just gave the biggest Mitsuba air. Maybe it's because when we get to meet his brought back self in the Hell of Mirrors arc, when he was trying to defend Yashiro from number 3's little creatures at the time. He went to throw a stone. It was just the essence, the energy. You know, not a similar scene at all, obviously, but it's the energy that she brought when she tripped. I don't know. Her falling over like that, everything just bursting out crazily, just gave Mitsuba. I don't know if that's a sign that I see Mitsuba as a very clumsy person, but she just really has a lot of the natural Mitsuba energy when he's not sitting there trying to be a little menace, right? A gremlin out for blood. She looks so sweet. Guys, I'm good. I'm not weak. He doesn't have a dad, and Grandma lives far away. So it's just her on her own here. I hope my silence says enough. This silence here, the lack of OST, genuinely just the silence of him taking it all in. Yashiro tugging on him to get attention, not like saying his name or anything, but they're just stopping to, you know, pay respects here. And then just the shock, like the reality of it setting in. It's like no more like your mind that's usually racing, trying to do all this thinking. It's like, is he the same? Did this really happen? What if? All the what ifs, all of these crazy thoughts in this moment are being shut down by the reality, the weight of everything finally being put in front of you. And you just shock. You know, maybe there is, you know, the sound of Mitsuba's mom in the background doing stuff, but right now all he's just taking in is this irrefutable proof that Mitsuba's not here. I'm going to hear the cicadas come in now, but with the wind. And the way the mom's like trying to, you know, take in the situation. Which, like I said, I think when this popped up in the episode, not really mentioning stuff to mom, because maybe in general Mitsuba's pretty to himself from what we got to see. But, you know, at school he didn't actually have any friends. Like, he did dodge a lot of the bullying that apparently would happen to him just because, you know, he was being himself. You know, to some he was too girly, but then he was also a bit of an asshole. He was just speaking his truth and using some more harsh language to express himself, but you know, like, that was happening, so he wouldn't want to worry his mom with that. And then now that he doesn't really have any friends, he's not really talking to anyone, he still would not want to bring that up to her, especially now that we know it's literally just him and his mom, and his mom's working. You know, sometimes she has very late nights. I'm really thinking about the scene that's coming up. So, yeah, it makes sense he wouldn't want to concern her, but I'm sure that she knew things had to have been at least a little bit off, just based off the fact that he would probably never mention anybody. But yeah, here, Ko does not react much throughout all of this. Almost like taking this, like, just being an observer. Still taking everything in, like, coming to the reality. He's just eating, and for now, since the attention isn't directed to him, he's kind of, you know, just able to exist while Yashiro takes the blunt force of this attention. Because he has no reaction to, like, did he have a crush, and then she asks if it was Yashiro. I was, like, actively watching Ko throughout this entire interaction. Because he just looks up, but no real response. Daikon Senpai's not that bad, okay? He actually cared about you. I am curious about why carrot is part of the insult here, though. Horrible carrot hag. Does he just not like carrots or something? And, like, did you make a lot of food with carrots? Or, I don't know. I'm trying to gauge where you got that nickname. No eye contact. Yeah, that led to topics of photos. And the music here. But picking up something his father liked. In a way, too, okay, that's him trying to be all like, get all dressed up and I'll definitely go take a photo of you. But it's like, go to the salon and stuff. Like, it's also him almost like trying to invite her to go and do stuff for herself, maybe? Because, you know, one would imagine that the mom's like actively very busy trying to run this household together for Mitsuba by herself. And so that might have been a way for him to try to sneak in her going and doing something that would be purely for her, and then getting to take a picture of her. Because initially, he did outright reject taking a picture of Ko. We know ultimately he did in the end, but then, yeah, the insults are the same. Lame-ass sweater. Lame-ass traffic cone... Was it traffic cone earrings? Or just... Yeah, right? Traffic... something. Traffic sign earrings? I'm forgetting my own, like, favorite quote from when we get to meet Mitsuba. Oh, gosh. But, you know... You just gotta put lame-ass in front of it, because, you know, clearly that's what it is. Even though it looks like a very cute, like, hand, sewn sweater or whatever, with cats on it. You know, yeah, it does, it looks a little rough around the edges, but I think that adds to its charm, Mitsuba. Yeah, and see, that's his own way of, yeah, it's him looking out for her, saying they'll look down on you. He doesn't want her to be in a position where people will make fun of her or anything like that. He wants to make sure they treat her, like, with respect and, like, just, you know, common decency. Which, you know, he has a rough way about going for it, but at the same time, you do see where the care is behind it. Mm-hmm. Now I know that's the fucking last time you got to speak with your son. Okay. Sorry. You get to see a little bit of the dad in the shot, too. In the back. Yeah. I completely spaced over the fact that it was your birthday. I completely spaced on the fact it was her birthday. Maybe, okay, let me, I just kicked you guys, sorry. Let me, maybe that's why, you know, like Ko puts it, curry without potatoes doesn't kill anybody, you know? It's still fine. But what if that little extra push that made Mitsuba go, oh shit, no, it needs to be perfect, it needs to, like, we need to add potato to this, is because he didn't want to, like, he wanted it to be the full, complete package for his mom, given her birthday. He wanted it to be super extra nice. Like, sure, the curry without the potato could probably would taste amazing, would be completely fine. But he was like, it had to have everything. You know, I forgot to, and this is what it needs. Because the fact that he made it all the way through, and then last second decided to go get potatoes, It leads me to think that he made it, but then last second he was like, no, it is missing. It's missing this. I need to go get them. Nurse violence. Oh, fuck. just cutting through, like, so her explaining this to us, and then just the shot, she has a treat. Do you think she brought back cake or a dessert, too? She was gonna have this nice dinner with her son. I fucking hate crying on camera. I hate crying in general. Fuck. It's just a fucking haunting view. He'd be right back. He'd just... And then just her looking at the photo of the birds. I knew we couldn't stay together forever, but still. But fucking still. That's awful. You know, it was snowy weather, right? So maybe the car just unfortunately lost traction, but, you know, at the same time, man... Sorry. The shake. Yeah, it shouldn't have ended like that. It shouldn't have. No, it's okay. You probably needed to, you know, have somebody to talk to. Like, this has probably just been eating you alive. You know, like, I'm sure maybe she probably got to speak with, I don't know if the grandmother is her mom or if it was her husband's mom, but, you know, it does help to be able to speak about things more. Right? It's good to talk about it. It's gonna be emotional, it's gonna be a little tense like that, but it's good. It's not gonna be easy, but it's a good thing to do. Mm-hmm. We're gonna develop them the next day. Yeah. I'm trying to do this all in one take. I'm trying to do this all in one take. But I really feel like pausing. I really feel like I need to pause. I'm so sorry. I should not be a mess like this. And then, yeah. And I mentioned it, but yeah, the way she kept the room, you know, as is. And they didn't comment about, you know, much dust or anything. So she's probably been, you know, keeping the room intact in memory of him. Almost like he could, just like Ko has that realization while she knows her son is gone. Like, there's still always comfort in having the room. Like, almost like he would, you know, just come back, you know? Okay. Whew. Yeah, getting to look through all the photos. Not many people, he did explain that once. I forget his exact wording, so I'm not gonna mess up a quote from him again, because, you know, I don't feel like going through doing that, but okay, guys, we need to visit her more. We need to visit her more often. You know, we don't have many stories, and she doesn't know this, but most of our brief little stories are going to be about apparition Sosuke. But, you know, I bet she truly did treasure having this moment of getting to speak to people who knew him. But yeah. I shouldn't really hurt myself with this scene again, but let me actually let this play out. Because they're theorizing, what does this building have to do with Mitsuba, which I agree with that thought, right? Mm-hmm. That was a smart move. But I wonder, since the minute they left, if they were unknowingly walking towards the house. Because, right, do you think... It's interesting that they would run into it like that. Yeah, what he was saying, right? You know, I get why Yashiro got upset, wanted to get, like, you know, defend real quick. But no, this... Yeah. It's, you know, quote-unquote silly, right? Like, curry without potatoes? You know, you didn't have to go out to do that. It's okay. I'm sure it turned out great. He now knows what did it, and... The little laugh, yeah. What an idiot. Because, yeah. Genuinely, I did not realize, oh, how much that knowledge would fuck me up. I highly overestimated myself. I thought I was strong. And I underestimated them on being able to hurt me. But yeah. Thank you for reaching out. So, hunting for leads on number 2. Oh yeah, back at the shrine. Yeah. The fact that he knows it, and the fucking shading when they zoom in on his mouth when he's saying the red house here. Yeah, 50 years ago. Convenient. There was a grisly family suicide. We know Hanako took out Tsukasa, and by that instance, we also know he seemingly took himself out. But if this article is specifically talking about them, because I think it is, what happened to the parents? What happened to the parents? But yeah, anyone else who moves in, they end up taking themselves out. Attempts at taking the building down led to people dying. Jesus. They walked in knowing that too. Don't risk going near it. I wonder if he has an inkling that they're gonna stumble across it and go in anyways. But yeah, they end up, it's interesting, the fact that they just stumbled across it. They had to have maybe somewhat knew the path they were going, right? Because they didn't run into this house the first time, or maybe they did, but because they didn't really care about its existence, they didn't look. But I mean, it's pretty eye-catching, you know, all of the like moss covered walls and just the sign that says do not enter, no entry. Like how decrepit, like keep out. Like decrepit the house looks. I feel like that's something they would have noticed, but they only see it now. But yeah, they're like, we can't go in. But then they hear a child. And of course, yeah. The guilt of if they left a child in there just makes them fucking say, well, gotta go. Yeah, they go in. Okay, we're getting really close to the end. I want to see the flash of when she walks by the door. That's specifically what I want to watch over again. So tense with the music. Yikes, the tension, man. Who was it they showed hanging? Who was it they showed hanging? I hope it was just some, like, you know, random little imagery to portray the fact that, you know, they know that that death happened here. Yeah. If I, like, I'm glad she looked because, you know, it led to them being able to piece things together a little bit. But also, I don't know if I could confidently actually back up and put myself in the situation if I thought I saw that out of the corner of my eye. Though, obviously, she would have just saw a figure. I don't know if she would have... Anyways. Yeah, they're not there anymore. But yeah, no, this looks like this would be the room where, obviously we didn't get to see more of the room where one of the kid, Yugi's, were in, but the fact that the TV turns on, everything starts rocking, and then they find out there's movement upstairs. And then they just hear a voice that sounds oddly familiar. And then they instantly start talking to Yashiro saying, what are you missing? Then what do you want to play? I want to play the next episode. Thank you. That's what I want to do. I want the next episode. You assholes. For that cliffhanger. Was I emotionally fucked up and probably really do need this week to kind of process everything I've witnessed? Yes. But also, F that ending. That ending is bullshit. But okay. Okay, guys. I was sitting here going, I'm probably not going to talk that long. I'm probably going to keep this nice, short, sweet, and simple. It's never that simple. It's never that simple with Hanako, is it? No, it's never been that simple, actually. It's just in the past, I did not have the confidence to record this long. So, yeah. We're gonna wrap this up, because I definitely have a crying session to get to. Anyways, guys, thank you for going on this ride with me. We're definitely going off the deep end, and we're going to be getting to some more haunting things, we at least do seem to have a connection, maybe, into the other side. I don't know. I'm also trying to gauge the kid here. I know a few things, and so it's really skewing my perspective, but yeah, there's a lot of that. But okay, I really need to wrap this up real quick. The stuff with Mitsuba, I'm glad we got it. I'm glad Ko got it, because he really needed a way to help find closure a little bit. Yes, you know, technically with our Mitsuba, number 3 here, I do believe that they're going to meet each other again, so it's not like a permanent goodbye, but this will help at least, hopefully, a little bit on resolving those, probably, like, guilt and, like, some of those feelings he got when Mitsuba initially got removed from his life. You know, having that reality there, it's gonna hurt, but now, you know, he can reach a form of acceptance. It's not just a big mystery, a big unknown. It's something he can actually, like, grasp on and see for himself, and not just have these stories that, you know, at his school too, there was just a bunch of stupid fucking rumors going around, and, you know, this is the tangible. And then, you know, we have this setup for what's going to be an interesting ride. I can definitely say that. Will this end with our goals being achieved? Who knows? But only time can tell, and these episodes get crazier and crazier, and I'm always excited to see where they go. Anyways, let me know your thoughts about this episode or previous episodes down below. Are we super excited for the next coming episodes? Are we scared and excited? Or are we just horrified? You know, I'd love to hear that. We can always theory craft down below. If it's theory crafting with knowledge from the manga, do make sure to let people know in the comment section so they're not unknowingly just stumbling across a spoiler somewhere. But then also, if you like the video, give it a like. If you want notifications or to stumble upon my random videos where I just randomly ramble a lot, please subscribe. You know, even if not, thank you for coming here and listening to my nonsense for 1 hour and 13 minutes. And yeah, I hope you have a great day or night, wherever the heck you're watching this, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.